big thing that we do when we're trying to get free media and publicity is we go in with the pitch, we go in with the sell, we go in with that trying to sell our product. But that's not what journalists are looking for. They're looking for your story and the story of your clients. And the really cool thing about your story is that no one else has it. This is, I just got goosebumps, this is your unique point of difference. And the cool thing about your story is it doesn't matter if you've just started your business, or if you're just about to start your business, or you've launched your business 6 months ago or 6 years ago. Journalists care not for how long you have been in business. They care that you have a story to share. They care that you have content that you can add into the conversation and you can provide value. And that's why every single person in this room can be tapping into the power of free media and publicity. So who is a little bit excited about that, apart from me? All right, I have been married twice. I'm a little bit of hard work. I'm going to need to see a little bit more excitement than that. Okay, awesome. So, end in mind, not my quote, Stephen Covey's, but super, super, super important. We need to think about end in mind. And I want you to think about if I had a magic journalist pen and I could help you get featured anywhere and everywhere, where would that be? I've got students in 12 countries. Where would that be and how often would it be? One of the biggest mistakes business owners make, firstly they think that they're not big enough to start using the media, they think they need to know someone to get in the media, and they think that they need to be established. As I mentioned before, journalists care not how long you have been in business, they just care that you have value to add. The second biggest mistake we have is that a lot of business owners, when they approach the media, they approach it like a networking group. So they go in with that pitch. So I wanted to tell you what you're going to need 3 things that journalists want to make it super easy for them to help you. They want a media release, they want an email pitch, and you want to make a follow-up phone call. I'm just going to repeat that. You want to have a media release or a press release, a news release, it's also called, an email pitch, and a follow-up phone call. And what you're going to have in that is you're going to actually have story. Now, if you're thinking, I'm not a writer, no problems. You're not writing the article. The journalists are writing the article. You're just giving them a teaser. Now, what your media release or news release is not about is the very thing you want media for. It is not about your event. It is not about your book. It is not about your workshop. It is not about your seminar. It is about the things behind that. What made you write that book? What speakers do you have at your conference, at your seminar? And how you can be leveraging this behind the scenes. Guys, when you know how to tap into media, you can get doors opened that were never opened for you before. I've used the media to open doors, not just for keynote talks and big stages, but joint venture affiliate partnerships as well. This is literally in the palm of your hands that you can tap into. So it's not about your business, it's not about your workshop, it's not about your seminar, it's not even about your book. So what is it about? It's about what brought you to this moment in this room right now. It is about where you were when you saw something and you went, you know what, I have had enough. That information is outdated. I need to set the record straight. I'm going to start a business. I'm not going to start telling it as it is. It is about your highs. It is about your lows. So I mentioned before, I am too busy, and so are all of you, for 15 seconds of fame. We want repeat media. We want to be able to expand our business in a new market and know that we can get free media and publicity. We want to be able to do it ourselves, and that's what I want to give you the power to be able to do. So what was your turning point? And I want you to think about where were you? And I know this sounds like a really kind of abstract question, but it's actually really important. Where were you when you had that epiphany, that moment? For me, it was a tsunami. It is part of my story. For me, it was when I had a stroke when I was 36. For me, it was 12 months after the tsunami hit, and I had clinical depression, and I had to come back again. And then there was a new part of my story, and some of you may have heard it on a very large podcast here in America, where I shared more of my personal story as a single mum from welfare to world stage in 18 months. It's stories that we pass from generation to generation. So I want you to think about what stories you have, and when you tap into your client stories, you tap into media all around the world. And then we're going to add another layer on top of that in case that's not enough. We're going to talk about what pains do you solve? What problems do you solve? And instead of going one-on-one, we're now going to give those tips. We're going to turn 3 of your 10 tips into one news story. We're going to leverage that. We're going to take another set of your 3 tips and we're going to turn that into a news story. And we're going to leverage that. And then you're going to leverage that. And you're going to get keynote speaking engagements, book deals, sponsorships for your events. Sponsors love media. And I want you guys to have what everybody else has access to, because I want you to share your passion and your message in the market. And I want there to be more conversations. So I want you to be able to tap into it. And I want to turn each and every one of you into a media darling. So I'm just going to come back to the beginning. I'm going to ask you again. I want you to really think big, because I have asked this question of all my students, and these logos that you see here are very, very small handful. Very, very small handful of the outlets that I personally appeared in and my students. $7.4 million in free publicity in the last 2 years alone, not including what I have generated for my private clients or for myself. So I ask this question of every single person I work with, and that's why I'm going to ask it with you, so I know where we are going and I know how to help you get there. So I want to know, where are we going to go?